I'm Evelyn. This is my session breakdown of me and Tyson Yen's cover of Devil Trigger. I'm just going to be going through some of my mixing moves, some of the plugins I'm doing, and just some facts about what I'm doing in the recording process. I wouldn't say it's the biggest project I've done, but it's pretty up there. I don't print my drum tracks much. I try not to because I like having the full control to edit the MIDI whenever I want to. But sometimes if it is too CPU intensive, because I do use Kontakt drum libraries, I will have to freeze it, but then I'll unfreeze it later and then just edit it again. So I guess I'm a guitarist, so let's just kind of start with the guitar. Originally, I had used a different guitar tone for this, but I wasn't liking how it fit in the mix, so I reamped it using Joey Sturgis tones. I want to say it is the Howard Benson suite. I want to say that's what it is, but I could be wrong. I could be talking out of my butt. Let's just hear those for a second here. I'm playing a guitar in G sharp standard, but I went back to listen to the original songs a few times since I finished this up. I think there are some low F sharp notes in there that I missed. That is my fault, but we're gonna live with it. And then sometimes during the verses I would add an octave pedal, and for that I'm using Archetype Gojira. Great octave pedal. And then I'm also using it during this bridge riff here. Let's use Spider sometimes. Reaper, my computer is just not the best, so sometimes recording and the DAW itself, it can get a little messy. But yeah, the octave pedal just really helps. And then for the bass, I am using for the tone I think I'm using Parallax, but for the bass itself I believe I am using Nick Nocturnal's core bass. Okay, the tone is from that as well. I'm not using Parallax. Why did I not have it on there? And then the drum mixing, it's just very simple EQing on all of them. I'm using an SSL channel stereo to do that. And then I have the Smash and Grab plugin from Gecko Drums on top of all of them. And the same thing on the drum bus, it's just the Smash and Grab and then the Joey Sturgis clip to make it a bit louder. And then the drum library I'm using, I'll be able to know what it is if I just open the MIDI. Okay. Yeah, I am using the Periphery 5 kit from Gecko Drums. Amazing kit. I think I'm using the Zagria settings of turbo off. And that's all like the real instrument stuff. I'll let you listen to the isolated drums for a second here. Most of the drums are carried by the electronic drums I've here, which we'll get to in a second. I kind of I increased the volume of the kick ever so slightly on section transitions because I just found it's a really good way to make section transitions hit hard without having to add a sample later on. I use that later on, but I found that this just works better. Great sounding kit. Let's go on to the synths. This is where the magic really is in this song. This song is very synth heavy. So let's go to the drums really fast. This is carrying most of the song. I don't remember exactly where I got these from, but they sound great. They sound very silly when they're by themselves. And I have this little cymbal sample that I like to use. Very nice. And then here just it goes into with the hat. A good tip, if you don't have multiple hi-hat cymbals but you want that variation, just like change the volume. That'll give you some decent variation. That'll stop them sounding too repetitive. I have two bass synths here. I have like this sub synth here, which is just kind of yeah. It's just for the meatiness, and then I have this actual bass synth. It's the reason you hear going in and out is because it's sidechained to the EDM kick. This is like the more audible synth. This is what I'm trying to get you to hear. The substance is mostly just for the low end. Altogether, it sounds like this. I have this interesting synth that it started off as like this BFG division synth I got from a website, but I ended up changing it quite a bit, and I changed one of the wavetables to the Doom chainsaw sound from Doom 1, the 1983 version. So, and that ended up getting me this really gnarly synth sound. I have it, the Argent compressor on top of that, amazing plugin, and then just some soothe, just to tame the harshness a little bit, but this is what that sounds like. It is very noisy with the RG compressor on top of it, so I have this I have it the muting and gating it manually to stop that. It's yeah. And then I have these Synthleads. These were something else when I first started the project, but once I got into contact with Tyson and I opened the project again and I was making my changes, I did change these up to some synths by Jeffrey Day. They're like $5. Go get them. They're great. But they're basically playing the same thing. One of them is just playing them an octave higher, I think. Yeah. This is the main synth. I actually have all three synths playing at the same time here, so you can hear what that sounds like by itself. I don't know how long my microphone was out. I'm gonna cut that in post, and I would like to apologize for anything that I don't know what to explain again. The last thing I remember saying though was don't just use sample packs from things in the genre you're in. Use sample packs from all over, because you never know when you're gonna need a certain sound that's just not from your genre. This riser that I have here is from a dubstep sample pack. These are from metal. This one's from a metal sample pack. Yeah. I had this little bell synth going on during the bridge. I forgot to explain that. These are just some Twin 3 from Fat Filters with a bell preset. Nothing crazy. And then I don't know if Tyson has a session breakdown for his recording of Devil Trigger. I don't. I know he made that original vocal cover a while ago. These are the vocals from that, because he didn't need to record them. But yeah, I don't know. He sent them to me kind of pre-mixed. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. But is what I had to work with, and he sounds great already. So I'm just gonna listen to some of these. The only processing I've done was I added an 1176 style compressor. Reaper has one. It's a little JavaScript plugin. You have to get it separately, I think. It's called the 1175. And all that's doing is making sure the vocals don't clip and that they stay at like a maximum volume. So that when a vocal's by itself, it's hitting that volume, but when all the vocals come together, everything kind of ducks down to make room for those vocals. So I'll let you hear what that sounds like.
The darkness of night falls around my soul, and the hunter within loses control. Gotta let it out, gotta let it out, gotta let it out, gotta let it out. A demon inside, let it out, gotta let it out, gotta let it out. Move fast, baby, don't be slow. Step aside, reload, time to go. I can't seem to control this race that's inside me.
Yeah, Tyson's just great. So, I have two separate busts here that I'm doing work on. I have the instrumental bust, which I stole all of these settings from Nolly. Amazing. Anything Nolly does, you should do in your tracks, pretty much. Steal them, alter them, whatever. So first here we have an virtual bus compressor, the FG Gray from Slate Digital. I just have this bus I stole his preset and everything. Same with the FG Red. These are his presets from his session breakdown of Wildfire by Periphery. Amazing. And then I added this myself. This is a neat little plugin called Track Spacer, and what it does is you can sidechain a signal to it, and then it'll duck frequencies from the main signal based on the sidechain. I don't know if I explained that right, but so I had the vocals being sidechained into this, so that whenever the vocals come in, it takes out those frequencies from the instrumental. It's not a very low amount, because if it was higher, it would sound very weird, but it makes me not have to automate the vocal volume as much. It helps me be able to just like set a volume for the vocals. This will do the rest, so that the instrumental sounds nice and full when there's no vocals, and it kind of backs off a little bit when there are. Amazing plugin, really good. Please pick it up if you haven't already. And then on the master bus here, I have a few plugins. So I have this neat little plugin called Goldfoss. I don't know exactly what it does, but it kind of like it'll hear the signal going into it, and it'll try and balance out the EQ based on the setting. It's really weird. It's like a dynamic multi-band compressor. I don't know what it does. I stole these first two plugins from Nali as well. The Virtual Tape Machine plugin, amazing plugin from Slate Digital. Slate makes really good plugins. Then I have Ozone 11 by Isotope. That's doing most of the mastering work. It's just adding some post EQing. Things I didn't think of to add, like doing an equalizer here, little smiley face EQ. That's really neat AI assistant here. I really like it. It doesn't get everything perfect. You have to do some tweaking every now and again, but for the most part, it does a great job. Like, I would have never thought to do any of these moves, but it made the track better. I have the targets at the EDM. I do that for most of my tracks because it gives it a really nice low end. The rock, it kind of takes out the low end a little bit. So if you're doing metal, don't choose the rock preset, choose the metal one. And choose the EDM one. And then for like the final, like, normally Ozone will add a limiter to the end. I don't like limiters on like heavier stuff, because what it'll do is it'll like squash the drums a little bit, and it'll make it sound really weird. So I'll take away the limiter in Ozone, and then I'll add this clipper at the end called Flatline. Flatline 2 is out. I don't have it, but I'm just using the Mastering Loud Spruce preset from Forrester Savell. Great job. I think I changed the shape a little bit to make it a little harder, but yeah, that's about it. Very nice session, very simple. Not simple. There's a lot going on. It took a while to get all this, but you know, I hope you learned something from this. I hope you can take away something from this in your own productions. Yeah, that's about it. See ya.